Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.
Well, eBay has been revolutionising e-commerce for 30 years this year, and it continues to achieve growth across global markets. But what are the emerging trends that eBay is witnessing, and how can retailers optimise their sales on the platform? Well, eBay's head of sales for European Central Markets, Lorna Dunne, joins us now to tell us more. But Lorna, you might start the interview by giving us an overview of your time with eBay.
Good morning, Karl, and all your listeners. It's lovely to be here. Thank you for speaking with me today. I, with my team, are responsible for the sales across a number of eBay's European markets, of which Ireland is one. I have worked in eBay for 10 years now. The first half of that tenure was in the UK business, and the last 5 years I've been based in Ireland. And during that time, I've been fortunate enough to work with business sellers of many different shapes and sizes and from many different markets to help them grow eBay as a sales channel for their business.
And how have you seen eBay change over the past 10 years?
It's an ever-moving market, right, that we operate in. eBay is 30 years old, actually, this year. So we've been in the game of e-commerce for a long time now. But we have seen a real shift in the preferences, I guess, of consumers during that time. One, large noticeable shift during the last 10 years was the move of customer shopping from desktop or from computers and PCs to mobile. So it's, obviously all mobile first shopping now. And a second trend, which is moving towards mainstream, I would say, is the preference for shopping sustainable and pre-loved products across a multitude of categories. And consumers are becoming more comfortable, I would say, with pre-loved or used goods. And then finally, of course, AI, which, is prevalent in so many different parts of our lives, but it's central to eBay, and we've been at that for a decade now.
And with more and more e-commerce platforms available both to businesses and consumers now, how does eBay stay ahead of its competitors?
We've been in this game for 30 years, so we're well established. And this is really important from a perspective of trust, I would say, Karl, where we are strong and stay ahead is actually from an aspect of trust. Our sellers and our buyers really trust the brand and the platform. So we have a high degree of loyalty there. In terms of staying ahead, it's always watching what the new trends are for consumers and adapting our platform and our technology so that we can really make the shopping journey simpler for buyers. But on the seller side, helping them navigate e-commerce and grow e-commerce on a global scale, it's really, really important to us and fundamental to what our company does.
And when it comes to identifying new trends, is that done based on the data available to you within eBay? Or are you also looking at external sources?
It's a case of both. There's many, many fantastic market research resources available, which obviously we tap into like other companies. I think what is most valuable for us is actually we have the beauty of listening and speaking to our sellers and to our buyers, and we have accumulated a large volume of search and sales data in the last couple of decades. So it's really having that quantitative data which tells us what people are looking for, what trends are in different countries and different markets and categories, but also overlaid with that qualitative piece, which is really, really important. So this is where we spend my team and I in particular would spend a lot of time with business sellers who tell us what they're seeing and feeling on the marketplace, because they are the ones dealing directly with our buyers at the end of the day.
And are there particular countries that are standout in relation to setting trends?
We recently did this really, really nice piece of research at eBay to understand an emerging trend which we've seen. And this emerging trend is around regifting or reselling unwanted gifts, which can be, top of mind, I guess, for a lot of consumers at this time of the year coming out of Christmas. So we ran this research across Europe, and we actually saw a really significant rise in regifting and reselling in Ireland. Recent insights show that 66% of Irish people received unwanted gifts in the last year, and 67% have resold or regifted in the past. So we're really seeing a growing trend there towards, conscious consumerism and really maximising the value, I guess, of the life cycle of items.
And Lorna, you've been responsible for eBay's sales in Ireland, Spain, Poland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria and Switzerland. So what are the similarities and key differences between these markets when it comes to eBay?
Yes, for sure. So there's one common theme or thread which unifies these 7 European markets, and I would say many more Eurozone markets. And what that is cross-border trade or exporting for these businesses. These are all export-first markets. And what that means for Ireland is the majority of our sales volume sold by Irish businesses on eBay is going to buyers outside of Ireland. And it's no surprise when you think of the Eurozone and you think of countries like, obviously, Ireland. We've been, progressive, I would say, in exporting for many, many. Likewise, the Netherlands. In terms of differences, they are, as you can imagine, there are fundamental hard differences like language and geographical location, which really are different, language being the key one. You have some cultural differences, but ultimately, they are all people who are selling here. These are all human beings who really want to grow on a global scale and see eBay as the channel to do that.
And what are the largest categories on eBay today?
From where we're seeing real growth and some of the really growth emerging categories, I would say is a common theme on that used and pre-loved part of the product life cycle. That is very evident in car parts, interestingly, pre-loved luxury and fashion categories, and moving more so into electronics and home electric appliances as well. We're seeing really significant growth kind of as a common theme there.
And what advice do you have for businesses that are looking to optimise their sales on eBay?
We have been spending many years working with sellers in terms of optimising their listings, and really it's about giving the best experience to the buyers at the end of the day. It's the fundamentals of retail, so building trust and relationship with your buyers, giving a great customer experience. How sellers can do that through the medium of e-commerce and on the eBay marketplace would be really focusing on their listing quality, so what we call listing optimization. And this is a piece of work we would be doing frequently with many, many business sellers. And this looks at their images, for example. Do they have all of the full capacity of images against that product listing? Are they detailed images? Are they clear and clean and well lit on white backgrounds? Really high quality. Descriptions, keywords, content, all of these words are really, really important because this is what eBay or any search engine, this is how they will find the items that buyers are searching for. And then the good old retail tactics are critical, again, through the medium of eBay and marketplaces, which is pricing, promotions as well. eBay offers a really nice suite of retail promotional tools, which enables sellers to do multi-buy offers and sale events and, various mechanisms like that. So really working the channel as if it's an extension of your existing e-commerce business or your store.
And for those businesses that have never sold on eBay before, what's involved in getting started?
So I think that's the beauty, if I'm honest, of eBay and marketplaces, broadly speaking, is that there are no barriers to entry. It's free to sign up. It's free to start listing, and you pay a percentage of the sale back as fees only after you sell. So it's really good from an entry perspective. There's very limited barriers to entry. But just starting out, I would always recommend, like anything, you research, and you can do organic research. eBay is an open platform. And what I mean by that is, like, look around your store, around your business. What do you have to sell? Like, what do you want to list? And search for those items on eBay. Get a feel and a sense of what else is available out there, what pricing might be, and understand what your competitive edge is. eBay also, like I said, we have a lot of very valuable data, which is available through global tools where sellers can, again, research and understand in a more, more detailed way what their items have sold at, what price, what volume, and so on.
And in terms of consumer habits, how do men and women differ when shopping on the platform? And do you notice any standout consumer attitudes between Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z, for example?
I guess at eBay we're fortunate in terms of we have a really broad and quite evenly mixed demographic. It's 133 million buyers globally, so we have a really strong representation. In terms of variances, we see that on the regifting research we did, for example, men were much more, I guess, comfortable and confident with the concept of regifting or reselling. Specifically on reselling, they were very comfortable selling and taking the money for it, whereas women showed a little bit more, I suppose, reservations towards that concept of reselling.
And sustainability is something that we're hearing more about. You mentioned that it's an emerging trend on eBay, but how is it being considered during the purchasing decisions?
Yeah, great question. So we, as I said, have been in this business of, pre-loved and reused and circular economy for many, many years now with eBay, and we're seeing probably a full 360 shift back towards this being a key driver and consideration point for customers in their purchasing decisions. And one of the key barriers, I would say, is trust, and actually consumers having trust and confidence in how good or how useful is the product. If somebody else already had it, and is it damaged? Is it out of a box? If it's electronics, is it fake or, fraudulent item in terms of luxury goods? So trust is the one common major consideration point we see. And this is where eBay invests, a lot at the moment to help consumers overcome those, deeper trust considerations.
And Lorna, how does eBay actually work on ensuring that fraud is not prevalent on the platform?
Absolutely. So we have built up a very, very strong backbone of trust to the marketplace in the last 30 years. We have been using AI for many years in the background on eBay to help detect fraud before it even comes to the platform. So there's a lot of deep investment and deep work done from a technology standpoint, which has made our marketplace a very trusted and safe place to do business.
Gary Vaynerchuk has said recently that he believes that live social shopping is going to be the biggest trend in marketing in 2025. We're already seeing this on Whatnot and on TikTok. It started in China. It's now coming to Europe. How is eBay going to respond to that?
Absolutely. So we launched eBay Live in the last year, and it started in the US market first. And we'll be looking to expand that across more and more territories and markets in the coming year. And it's such an exciting, I think, new revolution for how sellers can sell. It enables them to really do what they do best, right? Which is present the human aspect, but through the channel or through the medium of e-commerce. So it's a real game changer, I would agree. And eBay Live is a super important investment for eBay, which we will continue to push out and expand in the coming year.
And how has eBay Live been embraced by retailers in the US to date?
Yeah, they love it. Like, they really, really love it. Because ultimately, if you're a retailer or an entrepreneur at heart, which is what our eBay sellers truly are, it's as you asked earlier, like what's different or what's similar between the different markets. Like this is a similar common theme. Like they want to make business. They want to sell. Like that's what, drives them every morning and gives them purpose. So if they can do that in real time and really kind of convey the message of their products and their brands and showcase in a live environment, like it's absolutely fantastic. So they love it. And look, ultimately, it drives more sales in a very short period of time. So it's rewarding from that aspect.
Well, if you've just tuned in, that was Lorna Dunne, Head of Sales for European Central Markets with eBay, and it was great to get an insight into this global e-commerce giant.
Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick.